Once you open up InDesign, you want to create a new document. You want it to be 4 inches by 4 inches, so go to page size and custom, change the width to 4 and change the height to 4. You can get rid of the margins altogether, so change those down to 0. Once that's done, go ahead and hit OK. Now, you're going to make one letter that's a serif font, your letter of your choice. Doesn't matter the font as long as it's a serif font. I'm going to use the letter H for an example. You can make it small, you can make it big, but remember you're using the whole entire page. So I'm going to go ahead and find a serif font to use. I'm going to use Imprint MT Shadow, and I'm going to make it kind of large. If I want to make it larger, I can go ahead and just change the size here, so I might try 200. And I've decided that I'm going to, first of all, fit this to the frame, and I'm going to rotate it, and instead of having it horizontal or vertically, I'm going to have my letter horizontally. And I'm going to place it here. Doesn't matter really where you place it, how you place it, as long as you have a letter placed. When I add my words about the letter H, which should be the definition that you're allowed to look up in Wikipedia or on Webster's Dictionary, I want to be able to go around the outside of the H. So what I'm going to do is go to, sorry, I need to select it with the black arrow tool, then I'll go to Type and then Create Outlines. What this does is it's going to allow me to put a text wrap around the letter H. I can go to text wrap here. If text wrap is not over on this side, remember you can go to Window and then text wrap, and text wrap will open up. While I have the H selected, I'm going to pick that I want to go around things, and the circle one means that it'll go around all the parts evenly instead of leaving a space around it. And I'm going to say how much of a space I want. I can tell how big that is by this light blue outline here. So if I want it to be bigger or smaller, I can change that. If you don't want to use the preset numbers, you can type in numbers of your own. So what this means is when I go ahead and I'm going to fill in just dummy text for now, which should be the same font that I used, so the Imprint MT Shadow. Size doesn't matter again, but if I want to fill that in, you can see now that it doesn't touch the letter, but it doesn't leave an awkward space around the whole thing, and I don't have to worry about spacing things myself. If I had this hyphenated and I didn't want it to be, mine has a hyphenate button here. If yours doesn't, go over to the right side here, go down to hyphenation, and just unclick hyphenate, and it will not hyphenate the words for you inside there. This little red plus means that it doesn't fit, so I can either delete it if I actually have extra text, or if I need it to fit all of that, I could click inside and hit Control A and change the size. I could either change the size of the font or the amount of spacing between the letters. You are free to interpret how you want this to look. So for example, I used a very small H here. I could have decided to do something else. This is my second example with the letter I. Remember, all of this text here right now is just fake text. You'll have real words there that will have the definition of the letter I. So let's say I didn't want to have this text over here because I thought it was too difficult to read across. So I may drag this just to the middle to fit there. That's one way to fix it. Remember to look at the actual view. If you're open like this, you can click here and that shows the view without the boxes. So if I accidentally had a frame there and I realized that didn't look the way I wanted it to, I would click back on there. The frame is showing. I can click on none. If it doesn't show up there, I can go to swatches and go to none there. If it doesn't fit still and I want it to, I can use a couple different buttons here. One option that I don't have is the distribute button because of the fact that it's with the text wrap. Since the text wrap is more important to me, I'll probably just go ahead and select my font and then do a little playing around with my spacing here. So I try 16. When I'm here though, I realize that I lost a word because of the red plus sign. So if I go back down to 15, I can go in and I can say 15.6, and that fits a little bit better, and that makes that ready for me to save. When you save this, call it Panel 1, and save it somewhere that you have access to. on a daily basis, so either your Google Drive or a flash drive. You should save it as an INDD file.